Welcome back to TickThoth. Let's look at the court cards. In the Thoth majors and minors, you have a lot of information right there on the card. You have the beautiful imagery, of course. You have the astrology. You have the Hebrew letters on the majors. And you have the card title. And all that together gives us a lot of information about how Crowley interpreted the card. But when you're looking at the court cards, you don't have that information. You still have the beautiful imagery that gives us some information, and you have the name of the card, the knight, but we don't have anything else on the card. We don't have astrology. There's nothing else written in the border, nothing else incorporated into the artwork. So how can we find out a little bit more about these cards? There are two things that I do. The first one is I think about where the court card is on the tree of life. In the case of the knights, they reside near Chokmah, because I have it from a very reliable source that the court cards don't reside in the Sephirith in the same way that the minors do. But when you're reading with them in a tarot reading, they are associated with the Sephirith. And in this case, the knights are all associated with Chokmah. That's Sephirah number 2. So let's look at what else is in Sephirah 2 that can give us a clue to this card. Well, it's in Chokmah, so you can think about what is going on in Chokmah. But something that's even more straightforward is to think about the minor that is then associated with the Knight of Wands. So you're in Sephirah number 2. That means that you're looking at the minor number 2, and this is the Knight of Wands. So the corresponding minor is the 2 of Wands. So you can look at the astrology in this card now. You've got some astrology, you've got the name of the card, and you've got some more imagery that can go along with this Knight of Wands to tell you a little bit about what he's doing, what's going on with the Knight of Wands. You also have, sorry, they're out of order now. I've got the Knight of Cups. You think about who that is, and then you think about the Two of Cups, which is Venus in Cancer. So if you drew this card and then you thought about the Two of Cups, maybe that tells you something else about the card. If you had the Knight of Swords, you would then have the Two of Swords. And if you drew the Knight of Discs, you would then have the Two of Discs. So you can think about how these cards reflect each other. You know, what does this card bring out in this card? And you can look at the name of the card. Like I say, you've got the name here, you've got the astrology here, you've got another aspect of the imagery. And also the other way around, you know, if you're looking at this card, how does connecting the Knight of Discs to it affect the way you look at the Two of Discs? So I hope that was interesting. I'm going to make another couple of videos on the court cards, so I'll see you in the next one.